Hello, Dino Wizard here, and I'm testing out my new fighting deck online. It's a Rathian here. So it's a Prime Ape and Aerodactyl EX deck, and it's really focused on quick early game plays, as you'll see a lot of switching in and out. It's a really fun deck. You can take on these the bigger decks. It's very underrated. People underestimate it a lot. But if you get those coin flips, get really lucky, like I do, then you can pull off some big hits on some pretty scary cards. I've won games with just the Mankeys, or just the Prime Apes and the Marshdow, which you'll see in a second, which is another big addition to the card that I failed to mention earlier on. That is like an essential part too, especially in the early game. You can win a lot of matches just switching in and out with Marshdow and Prime Apes here. And you'll see why in a second. So yeah, I'm just trying to get a lot of pulls here as the Marshdow. Drawing 2 cards. Sabrina is very helpful. You'll see why in a second. So as you can see, I get super lucky with these coin flips. Able to take 50 on the dragon there. I can't say its name for the life of me. I know it's from Black and White, and that's one of my favorite Pokemon games. Actually, it is probably my favorite, Black and White too. So yeah, I hardly even ever get to use these Aerodactyls because the Marshdow and the Mankeys work so well in the beginning. I think I end up having to use the Aerodactyl in the end on this one, but I've had so many games where I don't even use it. I get him out there and stuff and use its ability, but hardly ever have to really even use it half the time because the Revenge and the Prime Apes are enough in the beginning. People have a hard time trying to catch up. There's single energy attacks and 2 energy attacks, so it makes it really easy. And those retreat cards make it super easy to switch in and out if I have to. There you go, take that guy out. So the cool thing about this, it doesn't even matter if Mankey died, or if, you know, and you'll see why. You'll see why in a second. And I'm sure there's people out there are familiar with this deck and know exactly what I'm talking about. So Stroke is going to take out my Mankey, which I'm fine with. Because it's going to activate. Oh, Misty. I tend to get a little ahead of myself here. I got the on energy. Okay, took my Mankey out. So now this activates my Revenge. So if you're not familiar with Revenge, basically if a Pokemon gets knocked out, it gains 60 extra damage. So now it does 100 damage. So now you'll see, like, this is where Sabrina kind of comes in handy. Yeah, I could knock out this Froakie if I really want to, but I'd rather get that 100 damage on one of those big boys, like the Gyarados back there, for example. So he has no option to switch that. So that can come in really handy in multiple different situations. But in this situation, I know this Gyarados can't attack me right now, so I'm just going to hit that for 100. Let's see, maybe all it'll take now is just 1 Aerodactyl hit, and that thing's dead. But he's most likely going to switch this out, and I think I remember he does. Switch this back. Yeah. Let's move the 10. So right now, I guess I'm just thinking what to do. Taking my sweet time here. Yeah, so it's probably best to switch back into the Mankey again. Because remember EXs do take off 2 of your points, so it's always good to play safe. So even if he kills this Mankey, I'll have another 100 damage coming. So, you know, I like to kind of play it safe, especially earlier on. And as lucky as I get with these coin flips, I'm always willing just to risk it for the biscuit, you know. Makes it more exciting. I mean, yeah, I could whip out this Aerodactyl, but I don't really need to, if you know what I mean. Unless, you know, there will be a time where I do need to. So that's what I start putting energy on him. So I'm just basically setting myself up for whatever happens. Maybe I miss a flip and my Mankey dies. What do? I whip out that Marshdow again for the 100 damage. Or, wait, hey, let's say he switches into his Gyarados and I'll just whip out my Aerodactyl, right? Like, I'm just setting myself up just in case. I played a lot of Hearthstone, I played a lot of card games, played Magic the Gathering. So it's all about setting yourself up for multiple situations that could possibly happen. That's how you win, as well as making a good deck too. You know, ratio. It's all about ratio. It's all about math. So a good website is Gamer8. I go on there for a lot of Pokemon stuff, and just has all the decks in there, like has a tier list of everything, all the cards, all this. If you want to build a good deck, I highly recommend that, and I'll put that in the link in the description if anyone wants to go check that stuff out. It'll show you everything, like what cards are in what packs, and you know, everything you could possibly want to know. So here, if you get these Primates early on in the game, which I do a lot, like, you can really just dominate, and there's not a lot of people can do, unless they have, like, you know, like an earlier start with like some Mewtwo's, or, you know, like some, you know, the Articunos. You can get up, and if they get a good head start on any of those, there's not much you can do, but usually it's easy to pull what you need in this deck and just do it as quickly as you can. Yeah. So most of the time it's got a really high win rate. I think it's just like not S tier, but like an A tier. I think it's like an A tier deck. So you pretty much win in most games, and it's a really simple strategy once you get the hang of it. Just got to know when to switch in and out. And that was the big thing for me. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I beat all those, you know, like those hard challenges too on the solo play, like the solo missions. Like, you know, you win the hourglasses and stuff. Even against, like, I've even gone up against people like psychics, you know, my weakness and stuff, and it's still like, you know, as long as you get that early start, you can just obliterate them if you really play it right. And like I said, it's okay to sacrifice cards in this game because of that revenge. You know, you can really, if you play that to your advantage. So yeah, in the end here, I end up finally actually get to use my Aerodactyl. Oh no, wait, there's my. Oh, I thought I used my Aerodactyl. Guess I'm thinking wrong. I was just trolling at this point. I guess I never used my Aerodactyl, never mind. But if I had to use it, you know, if I didn't get that revenge, then I could have. But boom, that Marshdow is a lot of fun there. So there you go. So hopefully I'll get to show you one where I do get to use the Aerodactyl. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, take care of yourselves out there. Bye-bye.